Guys, there is another new regulatory bill to put the screws on the SEC. This is not the same bill that we talked about just a few days ago, where they said just because investments are offered as a securities offering, the underlying asset may not be a security. This is another one, and it's pretty big. It's a framework, and under this bill, it would allow a lot of tokens to qualify as digital commodities. That's right, not securities, but commodities. If they meet a decentralization requirement, and it cracks down on the SEC's previous approach to crypto. So this decentralization requirement, I don't know about other cryptos, but I think Cardano would definitely be considered a commodity and not a security, because Cardano has tens of thousands of nodes and none of them have more than 1% power in the network. That means it is the most decentralized crypto out there, at least in terms of validation. So this is both from the U.S. House Financial Services Committee and House Agricultural Committee, and they've released a draft discussion offering certain crypto assets a pathway to being labeled digital commodities. This would definitely put the screws behind the SEC's plan. It would actually prohibit, that means makes it illegal for the U.S. SEC from denying digital asset trading platforms from registering as regulated alternative trading system, and allow such firms to offer digital commodities and payment stablecoins. That is like music to my ears. And it criticized the way the SEC for taking by not offering clear rules of the road. So it would actually offer clear rules of the road. It would allow certain cryptos, I think specifically Cardano, to become commodities. And the thing is, like, all they have to do is be functional and considered decentralized. Now, I don't know what that threshold is, how many nodes you have, but I'm going to guess a lot of things fall under that preclusion, including Bitcoin, maybe Ethereum, probably though, Cardano, XRP, and probably a lot of other things. So it would have to provide and it would require the SEC to provide a detailed analysis of any objections to a classification of a firm as decentralized. So the SEC would have to make some firm rules, not their just BS rules of being able to basically sue anyone they wanted. It also requires the SEC to modify its rules to allow broker-dealers to custody digital assets. So I think if this actually goes through, you'll see a lot of US exchanges listing a lot more cryptos, which is exactly what we all want. And it would force the SEC to modernize certain regulations for digital assets. So this is a great bill. Now, a lot of these bills are actually coming out over the summer, and I think at least some of them are going to pass. Now, these bills, they do take a long time to pass, so I wouldn't really think of them passing this year. Remember, it has to get out of committee, and then it has to be revised again, passed through the House, passed through the Senate, get it signed by the president, and this all has to happen probably before the general elections, because if the Democrats win back the House, these things are actually in jeopardy. So it's introduced by House Financial Services Committee Patrick McHenry and House Agricultural Committee Chair Glenn Thompson. And the legislation lacked input from lawmakers on the other side of the political aisle, so they might face resistance in that. So Democrats and Republicans have sometimes demonstrated willingness to have a bipartisan approach to crypto regulation. Remember, Darren Soto actually sponsored that other regulation that I'm excited about, which basically says, and he's a Democrat, which basically says that just because it's part of an investment securities contract doesn't make it a security. So there is bipartisan agreement for this, but there's obviously more on the Republican side of the aisle that actually agree to these kind of bills. But I really, really hope that this actually comes in, and this could actually be part of that bartering deal where, like, this could be one of the things that the GOP pushes for in order for them to make concessions on other things. So this is all hashing out. There are more and more House bills that are coming out that are more anti-SEC and pro-crypto, and that is a cause to be bullish, especially for coins like Cardano, which I think definitely would fall in the decentralized category. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.